Good morning. I'm just re-rigging my camera a little bit to allow for a little more space so you can see. How's everybody doing this morning? Woo! I have to admit, it was hard to wake up. I've had a rough couple of nights, not sleeping well. And then all of a sudden, gosh, this morning I crashed. And then I was like, I don't want to get up. Anyway, but Steve is off to buy racing seats for his car. I swear he's making this car so that my big, fat ass will not fit in the car. It's a good thing I'm on Weight Watchers. That's all I can say. Anyway, good morning, Christy. So I love this workshop. It's so happy. It's so bright and summery, and I have some specific pictures for it that I really like. But I would like to make this layout today. I usually do the whole workshop all in one go, cut everything, sort it into piles, and work on each layout individually. But today I just want to do this first one. And the photos that I have are a little bit busy. I didn't get them out because I just want to work on the layouts. But what I'm thinking is that this background here is so busy with this small pattern and this pattern. And so I think I need to change up the pattern just a little so that my photos will pop a little bit. I don't often change workshops, but this one has a few little things I just feel like I need to tweak, and I feel like that on almost every layout. The second layout is awesome, and I'm just gonna make it as is, and I probably won't do that on camera. But this one, I'm not sure about. I'm just not sure. I don't do very many layouts with green, that dark green background like that. It may work perfect. I'm gonna put my photos on the papers that are left, and I'll just get a feel for whether that'll work for my photos. But I definitely know I love this layout so much, but I do need to tweak it. So I got into my paper stash and I pulled out, I had this one sheet from the Country Woods pack of Stampin' Up. I also have several wood grain papers left from the Close to My Heart wood grain pack, but this one seemed to be the right tone for what I was going for. And so I think what I'm gonna do is change up this floral strip for a wood grain strip. And I might rearrange them just a little bit so that this is in the middle. I don't know for sure yet, but I'm gonna lay it out and I'll see. But I'm definitely going to cut this piece instead of that floral. And then on the other side, I think I need to do the same thing. So I'm just going to get things out here. So what's everybody else working on? What are you working on, Christy? Summer pictures, winter pictures. I have gobs of all seasons, and so every now and then I'll pull out something fall and work on it in the spring. It's really weird. This has a stencil with it. It's hard to see. But I'm not exactly sure where it's used on here. It looks like maybe the second and third layout. So I don't think I'm gonna need this for layout one. I guess I could have read the directions. That might have helped. Anyway, I'm gonna set that aside. Oh, sorry, Moose is right under my feet. Right under my feet. I can't walk. That's where he's at. So he's up against my shoe. So here are the papers in the collection, and you know, they're really bright and sunny and great. And the back side is the more green tones. You know, it's not that I don't love those, I do. It's just I don't typically do a lot of green layouts. So I say that, and then I'm looking at my pile of layouts over there, and I guess I have a little green. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna set that to the back so I can just grab it. The other thing I'm going to do before I get started is I'm going to punch out all the die cuts just for layout number 1. So when you get these workshops, it's really nice to get all the die cuts kind of put, you know, all on one page. This one has clouds, which is perfect for the picture, the ones that I'm doing. Little bicycle. I think that's all on that page. I just like to go through and punch out these. I don't like to deal with these sheets. They're all like flimsy all over the place. Drives me crazy. So I prefer to just get these punched out and sorted. I love all the little bits and tabs, and I don't know. It's just so nice to have this all coordinated together. Now, people keep saying, what are we gonna do when these collections aren't available anymore? Because I know you guys saw the Lake Life one, and it's pretty cool. Honestly, I really like everything, and I love the surprise of getting a couple of extra stamps with that collection. That was a surprise. They didn't announce that ahead, which is really cool. I'm like, yay. All right, so these special sheets this one goes on a separate project, so I'm gonna set that one aside. We definitely are going to be using this blue, so that goes in my pile. Here's the green for the third project. And it looks like we need some yellow for photo mats. And I think that's for photo mats. I thought about using the green for the photo mat, so I may keep that on top just in case. And then interestingly, there's a little piece here of what looks like Seabrook. I think that's Seabrook. That might, yeah, it is. So, and that goes on that green page. You know, sometimes I just need to get out of my head and make the kit. It's kind of like when I did that album retreat, you know, some of the pages are like, ugh, I would never put that together. That's not my style. And then, you know, you make the page and you realize, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I can't believe how cool it is. Some of them are my favorite pages. So I just need to get out of my head. All right. So what I'm going to do it this way is to look at each cut and only do the things that are for cut number 1. So let me get my pile here, get my trimmer, and we're just gonna make some cuts. So the first thing is that we need a couple of zip strips. One thing about this particular trimmer is I really like that I can get pretty precise on my zip strip. And sorry, I have some foam tape on here. I'm gonna move that away so it's not in my way. It's getting caught. I was working on a project yesterday and I was using tons of foam tape, and so I just sort of had it laying around. All right, so Number one is that floral paper, and it's just these two pieces. And those are the pieces I think I'm gonna switch to the wood grain. And I think I want the grain going vertical. So I have a 5-inch piece. So on this trimmer, what I like to do, especially since you're watching, Christy, you can see how I use it. I know I need a 5-inch piece and a 3.5-inch piece, both of them 12. So I slide this, it's 12 inches. So I slide it down to 7, and that'll give me a 5-inch piece. So there is, for the first cut. And then I need a 3.5-inch piece. So I go 1, 2, 3.5. And cut, and there's cut number 2. So I have this piece left. I'm gonna put that in my pile because I don't think I'll have any more wood grain on there. There are no more other floral cuts. Now, if for some reason I feel like I'm missing it really bad, you know, I bought extra paper, so I can always, you know, go back, whatever. But I don't think I'll regret this at all. All right, so now I have the blue, and it is showing that you put the blue with kind of you can see it's kind of a wash, and it's showing that the wash should go vertical in your trimmer. I'm not even sure that it's going to matter at all, because on your paper, it's all just going to be a part of your layout. You know, it's just, I'm not sure it's going to show. The first piece we need is a 4x12. So I'm just going to slide it over to 8 and cut. And then there is our 4x12. And this piece that's left in the trimmer is 8 inches wide. And we need an 8x10. So I'm going to flip it and cut it at 10. And then we have this extra blue that I'm going to set aside. I can use that on another page. All right, let's look at the rest of this. Now, there's nothing on the sunshine paper that is for layout number 1, but we get back to that red check, and we need a couple of pieces up there. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut off the zip strip. And you know you want to keep your zip strip because it'll probably be used for another layout. So it's going into my other pile. All right, so the first piece we need is a 5.5x12. So I'm going to slide it from 12 down to 7. That's 5, and then a half. So there I am at 6.5 mark. And then this is my 5.5 piece. I'm putting it in the pile. And then I need a 3-inch piece. 1, 2, 3. Make sure it's nice and straight. This piece I cut off is my 3-inch piece. And this is extra. So I'm setting it aside. Honestly, I don't think there's too many more cuts other than photo mats. So nothing there. It looks like we have a couple of photo mats here, nothing in red, nothing in Seabrook, and nothing in the limeade. So it's really just photo mats. And like I said, I'm on the fence about using the yellow or the green photo mat. So I'm just gonna hold off on that for a minute. All right, I'm real quick scanning. They have French vanilla basis. You attach the strips. And then they put foam tape behind their photo mats and embellish. There's no, that's a pretty simple page, right? So let me get this out, and I'm going to sort a little bit left and right. So we know that this is for photo mats. I'm going to set that aside for now. The wider piece goes on the right. The narrower one goes on the left. The wider piece goes on the right. The skinny one goes on the left. There is a zip strip on each page. And then we have the wood grain. I just want to make sure my wood grain is in the right place. Let me just look at. So a couple of questions came up. Yep, it'll go on the right. Okay, so I'll do the right page in a bit. A couple of questions came up. With all of the products that are coming on. So Stampin' Up! Has, look at that, it's like red, white, and blue. It's very, very 4th of July looking right now. I don't know. I do think I like the wood grain in the center. That way it won't be quite so sharp. I could rearrange these anyway though. I think I'm gonna do it just like they say. All right. Anyway, so Stampin' Up! Has online exclusives, and these exclusives are good for about 2 to 3 months, and then sometimes they keep them online until they sell out. But I'm just gonna get my ruler here so that I get things straight, because I'm chatting and that never works well. This goes over 3/4 of an inch. So if I use my ruler and line it up at the 3/4 mark, it helps if this is not under it. There we go. That worked. That way it gives me more of a surface I can mess with. Anyway, those online exclusives go away. And if you love them, it's like you got to get them. And one of those online exclusives is one of my favorite things that I've ever seen from Stampin' Up!, which is that coffee pack. And that Latte Love or something like that. And, oh, look at that. That's nice too. Nah, I think I'll go with the dark, but wow, that's really good too. Okay, anyway, that Latte Love, I am going to make some cards with that next week, and it's gonna be gone soon. So if it's something that you like, please get it while you can. I feel like this, we don't have to, I always thought that, the whole like sellout thing with Close to My Heart was primarily because, you know, they were going out of stock and stuff, or out of sale. But what's happened with Close to My Heart is that they're sorry, I gotta get my refills out. I think slowly these companies are starting to just stock less and keep less in their inventory. And they're trying to, you know, rely on turnover to, you know, like they think they're going to have plenty of time to get more in. And sometimes it just takes a while. And so this wood grain paper, for example, with Stampin' Up!, it has gone out of stock, I think, a couple of times already, and then reordered. And I don't know who their supplier is, where their supplier is. I'm assuming it's US, because they were able to get things fairly quickly. But the Close to My Heart stuff that they're going to show, it's only going to be there until it's gone. They can't reorder it. And so if you missed out on an ink pad or a you know, some paper or whatever. You have to get it kind of early. And this Lake Life one looks really popular. The Stampin' Up's people keep telling me that Stampin' Up has had more selling out of items in this last year or so than they have in the past. And I think they're starting to tweak their inventory. And so, you know, the zinnia set, the latte set, those are going to go away. And they probably will not be reordered. That's my guess. All right. This little zip strip goes right between the blue and the last two strips. And according to what I have read and the measurements, this goes on top. And so it's kind of hard to say whether it goes on top of the blue or on top of the center, but I think it goes on top of the blue. And by doing that, it makes all three of these more or less look the same size. So I'm just gonna put that in place. So now it gives you the illusion of this, and this all being kind of similar in size. You know what's weird is why didn't they just cut that a little narrower? I don't know, but it probably just came out in the wash, right? All right, so the only other thing we have now is to decide on photo mats. Man, decisions. Do I want them yellow? Do I want them green? It's really hard, but I think I'll just make them the way they're supposed to be. And I like, I'm just gonna cut 2 photo mats at 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. And another thing I like about this particular layout is the pictures are vertical. Gosh, for some reason, when I went on this one trip out of town, I swear to God, I did not turn my camera to take any horizontal pictures. Why? Okay, so I'm gonna kind of just set these in place for now. And then let's pull in all of the little pieces. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the second page because that way we can just put the pieces on both pages at the same time. I like that. All right, so we have the red. There's really only 4 pieces to glue, which is really nice. All right, so we have the gingham and the wood grain. And they basically go in the center. And then this blue will go over the top. So I'm trying to decide where I want. Do I want it to go this way or like this way, right? And I think I'll just do it the way they have it. I do like how that looks. Another option would be, you know, to start to turn horizontal or do something really, really different. And this again shows a 3/4 inch distance from the edge. Oh, I know another question that came up. Heather had asked online. Oh gosh, I really like that white. That really looks nice with that. Look at that. And it does soften it up a little bit, which I appreciate, but I'm gonna stick with my plan. Heather had asked about the instructions on this particular sheet. And I was like, oh, I'm sure I have it because, you know, all of these workshops are online for Close to My Heart. But I forgot. Close to My Heart did not release this. They sold all of the rights to this particular paper to Stampin' Up. So I don't have the instructions digitally. So if you did not buy this workshop, I mean, you can kind of follow what I do here and figure it out. It's not, like I said, this is fairly basic, and it's a nice layout. Just like that. And then we have our gingham piece. And then the zip goes in the center. And again, you have, this one's like 5.5. So this one's a little bigger. So I'm gonna put the zip onto this side. It does make it look more split. So, and then this will go on next, and it is truly set. It's like, it shows it at 2 inches in, which is exactly the width of my ruler. So I'll just go ahead and attach that. And it doesn't look like anything's tucked under. There's some stuff tucked under a photo, but not under this particular paper. So, and it is 1 inch from the top. Now, the nice thing about these rulers is you can go down, 1 inch. And pretty good, pretty straight, which is rare for me. All right. I usually just eyeball it. Yeah. All right. Now on this page, there are no photo mats. This blue acts as your photo mat. Excuse me. I'm going to grab these because I think since I don't have my photos actually in hand, I kind of feel the need to put these where they go approximately so that I can decide what I'm going to do with the embellishments and stuff. All right. I know, I tore this page out because it's driving me crazy to deal with the whole book. And it bothers, this is the one thing that drives me bananas about the workshop instructions, is that the 2 pages are not side by side. Like, it's not, it'd be nice to be able to open both at the same time. Instead, you're flipping, All right, so let's kind of grab our little things here and kind of get an idea for where everything goes. The big one, the title, goes down here. I like that. And then there is a rainbow. Looking for the rainbow. I don't see a rainbow. Did I not punch it out? I think I missed it. I don't know how it's possible, but I think I did. All right. One more time. Look at my sheet. There it is. It does say Project 1. You guys probably saw it and I didn't. I'll keep that out in case I missed more. All right, so the rainbow goes here, and then there is a cloud, and it looks like a smallish cloud right there. And then at the top, there's a couple of little banner pieces. One is a ticket, and then there's a little flower ticket. And there is a circular, this shows, this is not the same one that they have, but I'm just going to put it there for a placeholder until I see the one. I may have to dig through. That's weird. I swear that says Project 1 on it. Oh, there it is, though. So it looks like they used... No, that's not the same one either. Hold on. I don't know. I think they used a little bit. They used a blue one here, but they gave me a green one. I don't see the other one. They have this one, which is for Project 3, so I could use that. The color is nice, but I'm just gonna go with it. All right, and then down here, there is a heart. There is a circular flower, which I do not have out. What is wrong with me this morning? Like I said, I woke up a little bit tired. I don't see a circular flower. I must be losing. I think they made some adjustments because there's a bicycle. That's Project 1. We'll see if it works fine for my photos. So works for, oh, you know what? There's probably stickers. It's probably on the sticker sheet. Let me grab that. And if I had my sticker sheet right in front of my face, none of you guys said anything. You were probably screaming it. It's a sticker. Look at your stickers. The problem is I don't know where I put my stickers. Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay, that makes me feel better. But that still says Project 1, so that's somewhere else. And then down here at the bottom, the circle is this giant flower. Yay. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of tuck that there for a sec. And I'll put this one here. Just, I'm not sticking it down yet. I think I probably put some of these things on foam tape because I like the foam tape thing, you know. I really like that layout and I like it with the wood grain. What do you think? A little less busy, and my photos are a little bit busy, so I think that'll work well. All right, so this one will have a cloud, another puffy cloud up here. 1, 2, 3. How did I end up with? I think there must be another cloud on this page too. Yep, there's a cloud there. And a sun sticker and a hello sunshine sticker. There's some more stickers on there. And then over here, here's that butterfly and the flower and the journaling right down here along with this. And we have this little goes underneath the photo. I think I may change this particular photo to a 4x6. I have some 4x6 photos that I think are gonna work really well there. And there's some more stickers and things on this page. So this page is gonna need a bit of tweaking. I'm setting that aside. This one is pretty much the way I want it. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach things. And you know, I like to use liquid glue when I attach this stuff. So, just bear with me. All right, while I'm gluing all this down, what were we talking about? I think, oh, this sellout stuff. You know, it's interesting to me that some of the close to my heart items are still available in the Stampin' Up! World. And one of the things that's available that I'm going to get more, you know, when Close to My Heart came out with the bulk papers, they initially did that for the consultants who we're trying to make, you know, like classes and workshops and things like that. And when they brought that out for customers as well, the bulk papers became really popular for, you know, some, like certain situations. You know, there are certainly times when as a customer I would use tons of paper, right? I should get out my fun phone. This is crazy to do this in strips. I'm only gonna pop up one of my photo mats. And there we go. I don't like to have things between my, I don't like to have space between my phone. Oh, okay. I know, it's weird, but anyway. That bulk paper came out kind of late for some reason with the Stampin' Up! Like collection, with the Close to My Heart collection coming out. And I'm not sure why, but that red gingham came out as a bulk paper. And, you know, by then everybody had kind of already purchased what they wanted from the collection. And so I think that bulk red gingham I can use for a card workshop. And so you may be seeing that again. I'm just gonna put that there. And then we have, this goes kind of over the photo a little bit. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of foam on the side of the cloud. And that way when I glue it down, even though the cloud may cover some of my picture, I'll be able to slide my picture under it. I can always add more adhesive. And then we have our sun that kind of tucks behind, just like that. I like that a lot. Okay. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this down. So that red gingham, I was looking at that with like a color combo of totally different colors, like glacier or lagoon and yellow or something, just to do something really different with it. And I may use that for a card class or a card project. So, well, hi, Linda. I am doing page today to, I'm going to do pictures from KZ. Remember how they have all that big stuff? Linda lives down south a little bit, so she's probably been there more than me. Have you been to all the big stuff and taken all the crazy pictures? It's such a touristy thing to do, but my dad's wife lives down there, and so we go down there every now and then, and for whatever reason, family stuff. Anyway, okay, so I'm doing fun foam tape. You saw I buy it by the wagon wheel. I don't mess around with these little tiny things very often. And then this little sticker is a little too high up. I'm gonna move it down here and we'll stick this here. And then there is another sticker right here that says, I hope you can see it, right here that says, "Here comes the sun." And I'm just gonna put it right there, and it's gonna be kind of on top of the cloud and on top of this. So I think I'll still be able to slide my photo under. I just won't, you know, stick it down hard. And then this little heart goes over here. And we have a little tiny flower off the sticker sheet that goes down here at the bottom. I'm just doing that one flat. All right, I think I've caught all of the stickers and the die cuts. And the only thing left here is the gems. So I bought extra of the gems because, I mean, who doesn't love them, right? But I do need more. Okay, so we have a variety here of red and green and blue. So nice to have the combo. There's 3 here. There's a blue one up here at the top. And I think that's, oh, and there's one more sticker. It says "Breath of Fresh Air," and it goes right here on the photo mat. And that'll be with my, that'll be just above my photo. Ta-da! Oh, there's another green. Green. And a big yellow here. I wondered, they usually do trios. That's close to my heart. You know how, Christy, you were saying you can identify close to my heart pretty easily? That's one of their signature things, is doing a trio of gems. And so there you go. That turned out super sweet. And I have my photos printed and they're sitting right over here in a pile. I just need to put them on. And like I said, almost all my photos are vertical. When you're taking pictures of big things, like they have this giant rocking chair and this giant bird cage and things like that, everything is so large that all the pictures are vertical. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna have to make that happen. All right, so I really love that. Let's bring in page number 2. Flip that over. And we have all of the basic things applied. I need a larger photo mat for that for sure though. And so I'm debating, do I want to make it yellow? I think I kind of do. And so I've got my yellow. I'm going to cut that to a regular, 6 1/4 by 4 1/4 because it bothers me that there's no photo mats on this page. So I do like that these are just, just white, or they'll just be photos with no mat, but I want a mat over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that. This one gets some tucking, so I'm only putting adhesive on the inside of that. And it kind of crosses over a little bit. And you gotta leave some space on, you gotta leave a little space on the top for the clouds. This one gets tucked under. crosses over like that. And then this one is going to be on top. And again, I don't want to put adhesive on the whole thing because I want to be able to slide my photo in without any trouble. So I'm going to do a little foam tape on that one. And let me just cut it off my wagon wheel. I'm just going to put it like at the top. And that way I can always add adhesive later if it feels like it's too, you know, too much or whatever, like this sticks up too far. I can always add a little dot of something under there, but I don't need to at this moment. Okay, this 4x4 and this 3x4, there is a cloud above it. And so it goes a little higher. There's also some tucking that goes under this. So I don't want to put too much adhesive on. And this one has nothing tucked under it. So I don't have to worry about the adhesive on that one. All right, let's work at the top. We have our photos in place. We did the clouds. There is this little kind of tab flag that gets tucked under the photo. I like that. And it's about here. I'm tempted to add another one, so I may tilt that a little bit because I may add a second something coming out of there. And then over here at the top is this it is a tab. I like these kind of tabs because you can write like the date or just a little note at the top, but it gets tucked behind, and what a waste. So I am going to just cut that off so that I can use that red somewhere else. And then this gets kind of tucked like that. All right, off to this side over here is the floral flag, which I had in my hands just a minute ago. Don't know where I did with it. It's probably on the floor. I'm looking at Moose because it might be on Moose. Anyway, there's a little floral tab right there, and I punched that out. I remember punching it out. Where I put it, I have no idea, but I'll get it. And then there's this little circular flower sticker and a little ladybug sticker. So, all right, one more time. I'm gonna do a quick scan of my space. I don't see it. This is what I do when I have too little space. Everything is within like a 2-foot section. When I work, otherwise I have like lots of space, but when I'm on camera, I don't. So I'm just like, okay, we'll make this work. This is gonna tuck under this photo. And then we have the sticker with the flowers. This is really pretty. I am going to foam tape that because it overlaps the photo just a little bit, and I don't want to have to deal with the sticky. So what I do with this, when I have it like this and I want to lay it down and half of it is going to cover my photo, I only uncover one of the side that needs to stick. I can leave it like this because it's acid free, or after I put my photo in place, I can you know, put my finger under there and peel this off and stick it down. But for now, it's just gonna go like that, and it's only stuck on one side. And then we have the little ladybug. So adorable. And while I'm here, there's a little blue dot that goes right here. I don't see any other little dots in that cluster. Oh, yellow. Boy, that yellow is hard to see on here. All right. 1, 2, there's usually 3, but I don't see a third. That's very weird. Okay, let's do the bottom. And so we have this journaling section. Now, when I do a journaling section, I do not ever put it up on foam tape. I learned my lesson. It is hard to write when something is up on foam tape. So I'm going to move that over a little bit to make, I want the blue to still show here at the bottom, but I want to be able to write on it, and I want to make some room for some of the things over here. And remember, I crunched the space by making this photo larger. I don't have as much space to play. So here is the bicycle, and I think I am going to foam tape that one up. You're probably like, okay, enough of the foam tape. But it is really nice to have things a little dimensional. I really like this flower tucked behind it. And I'm going to have to tuck it a little more than what Close to My Heart did when they designed it, just so it doesn't overlap my photo. And then they have this butterfly at the corner of the photo here, but I think I may put it right there as part of my with my little flag. And the reason is because I expanded that photo. So you can see there's the red, there's little butterfly, and I'm tucking those things. And here we have a little thing, there's a little orange sticker. I almost missed that. And Nothing But Blue Skies. And there's also a little thing that says sunshine something, somewhere over the rainbow. I don't know if I need somewhere over the rainbow, but I'll look, see what it looks like. All right, so first thing first, we need this orange sticker. Now, it's not super long that we need, but it does tuck under this little flower. So I am going to put this here, and it goes over to here, and I'm gonna do a little cheaty cut here and make it a little like flag. Okay, that's all the orange that I need. So I'm putting the rest of this orange, you know, back on my sheet. And even if it's not super sticky when I use it, you know, the next time, I can always like go back and add a little adhesive, right? I mean, it's not like rocket science. So, and sometimes these stickers, you know, over time, you know how stickers, I worry about adhesive. So I'll put that there. Now I've got to decide. I think I can only use one or the other. Somewhere Over the Rainbow or Nothing But Blue Skies. What do I like better? So here is where the Nothing But Blue Skies goes. It doesn't exactly fit my day. The day that I went was a stormy day, and so I think I'm going to use Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and I'm going to put it right here. And so I'll still have room for my photos, and it won't overlap too far, so I'll still be able to put a photo there. And I can always flip that up, put my photo down, and then push it back. Okay. Those are all of the stickers and pieces over on this side. Let's look at the gems. Okay, so we have, up at the top, we have a large red up here, a medium blue here, I do not see, there's a little teeny yellow right there. Like I said, yellow is hard to see on this paper. This paper is a little busy. I don't see anything down here at the bottom. And we did these two over here. I think that's it, folks. Yay! Woo-woo. All right, let's see. Let's pull this in. How long has it been? Have I been on for an hour? It took me an hour to mess around and make this page. I can't believe it. Because really, it's just putting things together, but oh my gosh. I love it so much. And I really like the addition of the wood grain because it kind of calms things down. That floral paper is gorgeous, but it is busy. I mean, it's gorgeous. And you know, I will use it wherever, but it's a lot. Now I could have used the flower instead of the blue or instead of the red, and I think it would have looked fine, but I like the calmness of the blue. I like how the blue looks, adds a little like sky. And so there is my page layout 1, and I'm going to add my photos. I'll probably put pictures on my page at some point. And then I may go ahead, I have a lot of time here because Steve is not home today. I may go ahead and make layout number 2. Should I stay live? Are you guys like sick of watching? Because it doesn't matter to me if you watch me fumble around with another layout. The layout number 2 looks the most complicated in terms of the layout, just because it's got a lot of pieces. When I was looking at that one, it has, let me grab my instructions here. When you look at the finished product here, you can see there's lots of pieces behind the photos on both sides. And so that one may take just a little bit of time for me to organize, but I will show you the finished layouts when I'm done. This one, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with, but I'll figure it out today and I'll take pictures of it. This is my favorite though, and wow, it's a stunner. So I'm really happy, so happy. You know what we should do is we should do use that Lake Life paper and kind of do something similar, because honestly, the basic layout is just strips, and you use a zip strip. Hey, I think that's a doable thing. All right, we'll talk about it later. Have a good afternoon, everybody.